everybody's going to think it says for sale.
We would have had it say for Salem Kaiser.
That's too long.
It's too long.
For Salem. Not force ale.
For sale.
Force ale.
Welcome to another episode of Together for Salem. I'm Monica. I'm here with my friends Jon and Liz, and we're going to be talking today about the idea of for Salem. What is it? Why is it? Where is it? Who is it?
When is it?
When is it?
How much is it?
How much is it?
What extent should it be?
Yes. But before we get started, you don't get to talk yet.
Sorry.
I just want to tell them a few things about what to expect. So this is a different kind of episode. If you've watched our other episodes, you might be like, wait, what? Where are they? What's going on? Well, welcome. We don't know where we are either, but we're glad you're here. And if this is your first time watching, please be sure to fill out the welcome form. It's on our website. It's super easy. And on that form, you can get a free e-gift card to a local coffee shop. You could get a free Bible if you need a Bible to read, ask a question about Jesus, request prayer. There's all kinds of things for you there on that welcome form. We encourage you to check it out. And then the second thing is if you've got kids, check out our kids' content. All those URLs will be flashing on the screen for you, right?
Yeah, Perfect. You're really good at this.
Yes.
We've done this a few times. This is our 31st episode.
31 flavors.
31 flavors. So
sounds like ice cream.
I thought it'd be fun to ask you guys, since it's October something.
Yes.
Don't remember the date. It's
Can
October.
you hear all those cars, by the way? It's because we're in an open air studio.
We are. This is an open air studio. We have our mosques, but we are good with the open air studio. I'm going to ask you guys some questions, some mid-October questions. Are you ready?
Yes.
And they're would you rather questions. And we're going to see if Jon and Liz line up, because you guys are married.
As far as I know.
Okay. How long you been married?
10 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's faster than I am.
What's the quiz for you?
Yes.
What's the 10-year gift?
It was, hey, quarantine happened. What's on TV?
Not joking. Quarantine started. The last day of school was on our anniversary. Our 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, March 13th.
Okay.
Like the day where some kids didn't go to school and some kids went to school and had fun and it snowed even that day.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So really, I would say our 10-year anniversary gift was adult beverages.
Right. No, I wasn't going to ask you what you got each other for your... I was wondering if you knew what the 10-year gift was.
Oh,
paper?
No.
Yeah, it's probably like paper.
Tin?
Yeah. In your case...
No idea.
Pineapple and coconut?
Sure.
Beverages?
Yeah.
Or something? Okay.
Barley?
Barley. Wheat. Okay, well, congrats on being married 10 years.
Thanks.
I'm sure you've experienced some highs and lows. And if you guys have questions for Jon and Liz about their marriage, go ahead and shoot them over to Jon.
They're an open book.
But I'm going to ask you guys...
I sleep on the south side.
Good to know. Always south?
Yeah.
Okay. What if it's at the end of the bed?
I feel closer to the equator.
Okay. This was not in rehearsal. Just kidding. We didn't have rehearsal. Okay. Would you rather? Autumn edition. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather sit at the kids' table for Thanksgiving dinner or sit at the grown-ups' table?
Whose kids?
Yeah.
It doesn't say.
If it's our own kids, I'll probably want to be at the grown-ups table.
Yeah.
If it's other fun kids, I'm good to be at the kids
I'd
table.
say kids table.
I totally like to laugh rather than have serious conversations. So.
Or Halloween.
Trick
or treat?
Oh, definitely treat.
Treat.
No.
Tricks are mean.
Tricks are mean. Just do treats, guys. Don't do tricks. It's rude.
Public service announcement.
It's rude. Okay. You're at a what's it called? Pumpkin patch.
Yes.
Would you rather go on the hayride or go bobbing for apples?
Hayride.
Pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID
apples. Post-COVID. Stay in the car.
Post-COVID. I'll watch it online.
Okay. All right. So this could be for either the Thanksgiving holiday that's like a month away or for Christmas. But would you rather go visit relatives or have your relatives come to you?
Relatives come.
They watch these episodes.
Right.
Come to us.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Oregon is better than California.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
There is that factor.
For us.
Yeah, that's true. Good. Okay, last question. Easy question. Apple pie or pumpkin pie?
That's the hardest one.
That's the hardest. Pumpkin, no.
Apple pie, pumpkin pie. Put your hands together.
Gross. Like the
Apple
double
seems
decker.
like it could be throughout the year and it's more often, but pumpkin just seems like you can't have it all throughout
very
the year.
special.
You have to have it in the fall, and that's it. And so pumpkin,
I don't live by your societal norms. Oh, pumpkin pie in July.
All right.
Good. Thank you for playing this this episode's edition of Would You Rather Autumn Edition. Aaron would definitely.
You call it autumn or fall?
I call it fall.
Yeah.
But on this
Way to put on airs.
on this website it says Autumn
On the
Edition.
paper you have.
You guys should play. You guys should play if you're watching Church.
Check
at
the
Home.
show notes.
Check the show notes. It's in the show
We
notes.
just made more work for Monica.
That's right. Put some questions up there. All right. So now it's to you, John. What's For Salem all about?
So FOR Salem is basically what we want Crosscreek, the church, which is what we're a part of, what this episode is, to be known for. That we are FOR Salem. So what does that mean?
For Salem came about through another church doing this that we had gotten encouraged by and stuff. And it's really about trying to create a culture of being known for what we're for instead of what we're against. And so often the church is known for what we're against. And that's never been our hearts, even since starting Crosscreek. We've always wanted people to know that it doesn't matter who you are, where you stand, what political background you have, especially in these days and stuff, that we can be a community that is for each other. We're supporting each other. We're encouraging each other. And then we're also carrying each other's burdens. Like when there's hard times or somebody goes through something really rough, that we can come alongside and help each other out.
Sounds good. How would you describe FOR Salem?
I like what Liz said. But one thing that I wanted to tack on there, and it's just kind of been on my heart lately, and you brought it up. I mean, we didn't come up with the idea of being for people because God is for people. Like, that's something that we saw that we were like, yes, that kind of resonates with the direction we were already going. And
Right,
so
we wanted to create a church. People don't normally go to church. And people think, I'm stepping on your toes,
yeah.
but people often think, church people or not church people, think that church is for church people.
Right.
And we want to say, no, the church is for the world, for the community.
And the cool thing is there might be other churches, even in Salem, that are for their community. And, maybe listening to the same speakers or reading the same book or getting that same kind of direction from God. And that's okay. Like, it's great that those churches also want to be for their neighborhood. And we would totally be like, we're cheering them on.
Right.
Like, this isn't like our thing. It's the thing that we really feel drawn to and like God has led us to, because we do want to be known for what we're for, not what we're against. But it's not, just
Anybody can do it.
Anybody can do it.
And actually, we have a friend that leads another church that
In
has,
town?
in town, in Salem, that has also taken this on, which is really awesome to see, and hopefully cultivating that type of same culture inside of his church. So that
and
they
it's something
can...
that's around the country and technically around the world.
I mean,
I mean, there's
yeah.
there's a whole bunch of cities around the country. It's kind of a national movement to be for your community. Because I think a lot of people think that God is against so many different things, right? God's against drinking. God's against, depends what political party you belong to, but God's against the other one, obviously. God's against, that outfit you're wearing right now. God's against that. That show you're watching, God's against that. But the reality is God's for way more than he's against. And what he's really for is you and us. God is for us. And so since God is for you, we think his followers, his people, his church should also be for you.
And you brought up obviously politics are a hot topic right now. There's a lot of things going on in our country where people are have the thing that they're passionate about or the thing that they're behind and the other thing that they're against. And that can be really a dividing thing. But even within, like, I would say our body of church, we have people who don't believe the same politically. They don't view current events from the same viewpoint or perspective. But we can all still belong to the same family. You say it all the time. What is that thing you say?
We can disagree and still be in the same family.
Yeah. It doesn't mean we don't stand up for what we believe in. It doesn't mean we can't voice our opinions and stand up for the oppressed or whatever the thing is. But it also, it puts us together instead of...
It's basically how the lens we view what we do through as an organization and as individuals and as a community. That we can be for each other.
So what if somebody's watching this? Now I'm taking over and asking you questions.
You're good at it.
This is what
Sorry.
it's supposed to be.
Yeah. What if somebody's watching this who like just popped on, they saw it on Facebook, or they've been maybe watching for a couple weeks and they're like, okay, I'm kind of understanding now what this FOR Salem thing is. You guys call these episodes Together FOR Salem. But what's my role? Like, as a person who doesn't go to in-person church where Crosscreek is, obviously, maybe isn't even in a small group, but what can they do to still be for?
Well, we have every month we put together a FOR Salem opportunity for people to just to facilitate that for people, so we can help give them ideas. And we also, even this month, we are doing, I have the thing right here, we're doing a Boo Your Neighbor.
Ooh.
So we actually are giving out the cookies. Crosscreek has purchased these cookies, and Monica goes through the effort of making these beautiful little signs, and kiddos can color it. But it's an opportunity for you to show your neighbor you're for them, and you're just giving them a small gift or whatever, like that. So there's that FOR Salem opportunity.
And the reason we do these opportunities, there's a few reasons.
Yeah.
We feel like people don't really care that you're for them. Well, people don't care. People need to know they matter to us before they're open to hearing that they matter to God.
Right.
Like, if we are God's people, we follow Jesus, we're Jesus' people, they need to know that they matter to us before they're even opening to hearing maybe that there is a Jesus or what he's about. And so we want to show with our actions, not just our words, that we are for the community. And these opportunities that we do monthly is kind of a little spur, a little shot of energy to say, hey, this is something you can do.
And it even, I mean, you could do that type of thing for your neighbor that you haven't really been able to cross into conversation with, and it might stir that up, might create that opportunity to be able to talk with them and build relationship. And that's really what I think God wants us to do, is to build relationship with our neighbors, and then so we can be for each other in the harder times and stuff. But
a lot of people say, well, isn't the church just about talking about God or teaching the Bible? And so I want to do a little Bible verse.
Oh,
is that okay?
Great.
yeah. I think you should definitely do a Bible verse.
Okay, because
I like it when you throw some Bible verses in here.
yeah, and it's on this computer, so I'm gonna read it.
Oh, okay, I'll do it, and then I'll put it on the screen too, and in the show notes.
So this is Jesus talking about his followers, right? Like, people think the church is for church people. Should we just sit in our little circle, our quarantine circle, and just hear about Bible stories? Well, this is what Jesus said his church is. Talking to his followers, he said, you are the salt of the earth. And salt is good,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Like, it adds flavor. It makes things better. Jesus is saying, you, my followers, are the thing that makes the world taste better. But what good is salt if it has lost its flavor? Can you make it salty again? And what is unsalty salt? Have you ever tasted unsalty salt?
No.
Of course you have. It's sand.
Oh.
I mean, what else is it? Yeah, it doesn't exist because it's sand. That's
The molecules are apart. I don't know.
yeah. But either you're salt or you're sand. What are you going to put in your salsa? So can you make it salty again? It will be thrown out and trampled underfoot as worthless. So if a Jesus follower isn't salty, isn't adding flavor, Jesus describes them kind of as worthless. Like, just if that's all you're about, it's kind of worthless. And then he goes on, he says, you are the light of the world. Like a city on a hilltop that cannot be hidden. No one lights a lamp and then puts it under a basket which would burn it would just be terrible.
Yeah, especially back then.
It's like pointless, again, worthless. Instead, a lamp is placed on a stand where it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your good deeds shine out for all to see so that everyone will praise your heavenly Father. And we believe that the church, Jesus' followers, exist to make people's lives better. And I know some church people be like, no, we exist to glorify God. Exactly. Like, there's no better way to glorify God than to love and help the people that he came and died for.
That he created.
That he created and came and died for. And the way we make people's lives better is by illuminating and radiating God's love, having God's love shine through us. And so one thing we like to say is that following Jesus makes your life better and makes you better at life. And I think that is the church's role, is to help make people's lives better, make them better at life by having their true satisfaction found in Jesus. And so that's why FOR Salem, that's why we want to be for our neighbors, because that is our role as Jesus followers, to make this world better, both physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And so how we do that, again, is there's individual things we can do, like the FOR Salem opportunities. And I think there's other things we can do.
Yeah, well, we have our FOR Salem website.
forsalem.com.
forsalem.com.
forkaiser.com.
We also have forkaiser.com.
Which will just take you to forsalem.com.
Don't tell them.
But, so we've gone through some of the effort of trying to put together these ideas and lists of ways that you can do that individually. And the cool thing is that I know we have some people watching that don't live in Kaiser or Salem, or maybe even in Oregon. But this is not a Salem only thing. This is not a Kaiser only thing. It is a worldwide thing. You can do this wherever you are watching a God through human thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
But you can do this wherever you're watching. You can be for anybody, or any town, or any neighbor, or any county, or any state. And
what we're hoping this becomes, and kind of the idea of it all, it's not just a marketing thing. It's not just a one church thing, like you've said.
Yeah.
But like, if you're going to season a steak, it's not just one little piece, or if you're a vegetarian, you're going to season your cucumber. It's not just one little grain of salt that's going to do it, right? It takes lots of grains of salt to flavor. One little flashlight in the middle of the forest is going to do a little bit. But if you get hundreds of flashlights shining things, you're going to see reality. You're going to be able to see your path. And so it's an idea to get all our neighbors, Jesus followers or not, to be for each other. And through that, to see God's love.
Yeah.
Cool.
So and it's really, I mean, there is a level of setting aside your own preferences and ideals and stuff for another person, and seeing that even though they may be different than us, in our view, God loves them just the same.
Yeah.
And so being able to carry that and just really, this should be a culture that is created not just inside of our church, but
families, individuals, our city.
You know, it'd be fun to see your whole neighborhood lit up with FOR Salem, or for being just for, being for each other.
What do you think, Monica?
I was, just as Liz was thinking, I was thinking about a story. There's a family that goes to our church, and they live on like a cul-de-sac, and there was an elderly person living across the street, and they hadn't had much interaction with this lady, but kind of when COVID started, like, it all made us kind of more aware of, we're all at home, but who's living around us in our actual neighborhoods. And so this family, the husband, I think at some point, like when they maybe saw each other on the street and kind of checked in, and then they ended up like buying this woman groceries, and like, this is exactly what it is. Like, unfortunately, like, it took maybe a pandemic for us to kind of slow down and realize, like, oh, there's people living around us. But in this case, like with this couple, like, they came into their neighborhood and gave out and bought that lady groceries, and they might not have ever told her anything about Jesus, but they were living that salt and light into her lonely home and bringing her those things. And anybody can do that. And but they did it, and in their hearts they knew they were doing it because Jesus loved them first, and so they can go out and show his love too.
And again, for Jesus followers, people aren't going to care what you believe until they see who you really are because of those beliefs, right? And we believe that, a faith that really follows Jesus is acted out. As somebody who is a Jesus follower should look and act like Jesus. Like, for our kids, they look like us because they're our kids. And I think it's the same spiritually. If God is our Father, there should be evidence of it. We should look like our Father to those around us, and then be willing to say, hey, you know what? I'm not just doing this because I'm a good person, because I'm not that great.
But
I would say that.
testify, Liz.
But I'm doing this because God is so great. He loves you, and therefore I want to love you through his love.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, this isn't in your notes, or our notes, but it makes me think of, we just read last week, John 10, and, Jesus says, like, 3 times the Pharisees, like, the sheep know my voice. Like, they know. It's like knowing Jesus and following him, being aware, and then, like, looking and acting like him.
And he says in the same passage, I've come to give them, my sheep, my followers, full, abundant life. And I don't think it's a full, abundant life, as we've noticed with quarantine, just sitting at home and reading your Bible.
Yeah.
And talking just to other Christians. But a full life is actually going out and trusting God that he's going to love people through you, and being willing to step out, maybe be uncomfortable, and be for others, even before you're for yourself in some way.
Yeah. That's one thing as a like, I would consider myself almost a lifelong believer or follower of Jesus and stuff. And when that started
because when you were a little girl?
Yes, I was brought up in a home, and I found a relationship with Jesus very young and stuff. But when I when we started to develop this passion for letting everyone know they were loved by God and stuff, and starting to serve and giving more of our life away, even though it was uncomfortable at times and sacrificial at times, I felt like I had never been happier because
fulfilled.
And that's really what it was. It was that I felt like God was almost showing me how my life was even fuller because I gave it up for him and for the people that he loves and that he created, and that he wants them to experience that too. And that's really our hearts, I think, here.
Thanks, you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, Monica.
I think
it
that
kind of turned into you interviewing us.
And I wanted, I did want to point out though, like, one thing that I love about you and like your role, and one thing you really helped bring into our FOR Salem mission, I guess, and culture, is being for local businesses and everything. And that's why when COVID hit, we were able to kind of switch gears in some ways, and we started being able to support local businesses that were struggling by buying gift cards and doing this giveaway every week. And so even if you may not want the giveaway, you can still enter to win our giveaway each week, and then maybe be for your neighbor by gifting it to them if you win it or something. There's lots of ways you can do this, and then
stay tuned for that in a couple minutes.
Yeah, and you can help support the local businesses by doing that, and that's what we've been able to do. And it's
been fun.
It's been really cool.
It's a good job.
It's been cool too, because behind every local business are like real people and real families
that live here, that are neighbors, like that live close to us.
We know what it's like to start something from scratch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so we didn't want to just start a church, because there's lots of churches who were doing good things.
Yep.
But we didn't want to just kind of do the same thing. We wanted to be a little bit different and be something that is for our community. We want to be for our neighbors, even before they're for us, even if they never for us or even know that we are the ones behind it. We want God's love to be shown through Salem. And so we created Crosscreek to help lead people into a transforming relationship with Jesus Christ by being a church for people who don't normally go to church. And the thing what made sense was just, let's be for each other. Let's be for our community.
Yep.
That's right.
Let's take care of each other.
Let's do it. So John, you recently, I'm gonna call you out. This week,
Monica.
you recently went.
Table creaks.
It does. This week you went to a brewery or a tap house with another pastor friend.
Yeah, and I won't throw him under the bus by saying who he is and what
No, we wouldn't do that.
organization he works for.
No, but you guys talk shop.
Yeah, we did.
Found some community there, some like-mindedness, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But you went to B2 Tap House, and I think that
B
should be our
squared.
B squared Tap House, and that should be our giveaway this week.
Great.
Okay.
Awesome.
So we're gonna give away a $25 gift card.
Who won the last one?
Oh, we haven't said that yet.
No.
Let me finish B squared. Okay, so B squared, we're gonna give away B squared this week. Follow us on social media. Comment to enter to win.
$25.
$25. So the other cool thing besides giving away that gift card to B squared this week is we're gonna give away $25 from last week to Divine Distillers.
Why is it all alcohol?
It just happens to be the thing. Hey, B squared has some.
There must be a pandemic going on.
Oh, they have food.
B squared has some great food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. And Divine Distillers sells hand sanitizer. So
yeah, they like
donated
their
a ton.
whole thing.
Mm-hmm, yeah. So we appreciate what Divine Distillers did for the community, and
So let's pay it back.
let's pay it back. We're gonna buy $25, and we're gonna give it to
Courtney L. What camera did you look at?
That one.
I looked at that one too.
I looked at that one. Can't look at that
Can
one.
you do a side by side?
Sure, yeah. So congratulations, Courtney L. We'll find a way to get you that $25 gift card to Divine Distillers, and I'm sure you'll make good use of it.
Yes.
And so then keep an eye on social media for the gift card to B squared.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
And that's it. That's it for this episode of Together for Salem. There's a couple things though. You can always pay it forward and donate to Crosscreek. There's a link on your screen. Keep a good thing going here. We appreciate all of you who have given. The second thing is questions are coming up. So if you're in a Connect group, those questions will be coming on your screen so you can discuss those questions. They're also available in the show notes. Do you know we have a celebrity in our midst? There's a celebrity here.
I know. I was thinking the exact same thing.
Were you? Yeah.
Trending on Twitter.
Trending.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys noticed.
There's a fly flying
Did you
around.
get it? Anyway, the questions are coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being for your neighbor, for Salem. If you have questions, send them our way, but we'll see you guys next week on
Let's
Together
do this.
For Salem. For Salem.
For Salem.
Let's do what?
Being for Salem.
Oh, let's do